Yesterday, the Jets got everyone's attention by signing defensive tackle Quinnen Williams to a 4-year extension. He's in that same cluster with all the other interior defensive linemen who signed contracts this offseason. Jeffrey Simmons, Daron Payne, et cetera, et cetera. Chris Jones is the one that's still out there. Jones is the one that I think is going to try to get closer to Aaron Donald, try to break from that pack. Williams, I don't know how hard he tried to break from that pack, but it didn't work. And at the end of the day, it's hard to say no to that life-changing money. Even if it's not as much as you wanted, it's more than enough to get you to say, okay, I'm not going to say no to this and try to get more later because serious injury, all of a sudden maybe I'm not effective for some reason, whatever it may be, that money's never coming back. So he made a smart move. The question is, I believe, as it relates to the next guy, Chris Jones, how hard is he pushing to get closer to Donald than the Quinnen Williams, Daron Payne, Dexter Lawrence numbers, Jeffrey Simmons at $22.5 to $23.5 million range that we've seen? Still waiting to get the full Quinnen Williams breakdown. Usually I'll get within 24 to 48 hours the full breakdown so we can see exactly what it's worth, how long it's good for, when the Jets are basically in a year-to-year option situation, how much of it's fully guaranteed at signing, et cetera, et cetera. So hopefully I'll get that today. When I get it, I will post it. As soon as it shows up, we'll break it down. We'll put it at PFT, and we'll continue to wait to see if Chris Jones, number one, gets a new contract, and number two, how much more it is above and beyond that group of guys that have gotten paid so far this offseason. How close does it get to the standard bearer at the defensive line position, especially on the interior portion of the line? That's Aaron Donald. I got some thoughts about Hard Knocks sparked by Aaron Rodgers addressing the situation, acknowledging that it was, to use his term, forced down our throats. Look, they don't want to do it. For the first time in the 20-plus years of Hard Knocks, we have a team that doesn't want to do it. They've always had a volunteer. They came up with the formula that would be used to tap a team on the shoulder and say, you're doing it, if they ever got in a spot where they couldn't find anybody who wanted to do it, and it finally happened. They got to a spot where they couldn't find anyone who wanted to do it, so they had to tell the Jets you're doing it, even though the Jets don't want to do it. Now, if they really want to make this compelling, and I know that NFL Films is probably, well, we don't want to make it about ourselves. Well, let's have footage of meetings, tense meetings between Robert Saleh and someone from NFL Films where they're discussing how far they're going to go and what concerns they have. Let's be self-aware as a production this year. Let's use that. Let's lean into it, as they say. Let's fully embrace the idea that the Jets don't want to do it. Let's make that the storyline. For the first time ever, we got a team that doesn't want to do it. We're not just going to ignore that. We're going to own it. Makes it more interesting. Tune in for the next episode of Hard Knocks to see how hard the Jets try to keep the cameras from getting into the quarterback meeting room or whatever. I think it's good. I think it's smart. It's good production. Get more people to tune in. Get more people interested. Now, one thing that Aaron Rodgers said he likes about Hard Knocks is the narrator, Liev Schreiber, the voice of God, guy who's been doing it, I think, forever, accomplished actor. And then I thought, there's another strike in Hollywood. There's an actor's strike to go along with the writer's strike. I wonder if Schreiber's just not going to do it. Because Rodgers said, well, I hope to meet him. Well, I have a feeling he doesn't hang around at training camp. He's in a studio somewhere doing the voiceover as they get it ready, and they tell him, here, read this script. But what if he says, I'm not doing it? I don't know how this works. It's not a scripted show, but there is a script. Somebody's got to write the script. And I suspect NFL Films isn't part of the whole broader writer's strike, but I don't know. I don't know who's in what union. I don't know how that works. Are there writers on strike? I need to ask the league. How does these strikes affect Hard Knocks?
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.